you take some of the new ideas and you try to see how you can make them come to fruition. We have, as I said, a very intelligent, diverse workforce. We want to harness their strengths, harness their intelligence, and use it to move the ball forward.
So let me ask you this. So what are some of the great ideas, or some of the ideas that we would want to incorporate in our campaign? Because again, they haven't come from all us, but especially around employee movement, right? That's been a big question and driver of almost the feeling of, I just want to hope that I'll be able to move one day. What are some of the things, that some of the ideas in employee movement that we'll address throughout, again, our term when elected?
Well, continuing to engage the agency and actually addressing what the problems are, right? So one of the big problems is, we max hiring, while it sounds like it's a new concept, max hiring was actually done from 2016 to 2019. We hired on average 1,700 plus potential controllers during that time. But even max hiring, if you don't have a goal at end, doesn't mean much. If you max hire until you reach the CRWG number and put those in the controller workforce plan, then you're actually doing something. If you max hire for 3 or 4 years and then you let it drop off again, it doesn't do much. But as it relates to employee movement and the ideas that we get or we have or that we've received from other people, it's how about addressing the 8s and 9s and 10s? They seem like they feel like they've been left behind, and quite frankly, sometimes the process does leave them behind. What if we do the incept in inverse sometimes? So if we start with our 8s and 9s and get the people from 6s and 7s to take that mid-level jump from the lower level facilities before trying to go to an 11 or 12, incentivize them to do so, make sure that there's actually an opportunity to go. In our travels, we've talked to people at places and they said, I wanted to go to Midway, but I had to bid O'Hare because O'Hare's always picked first. I wanted to go to Orange County, but I had to bid LAX because LAX is always bid first. I had to take a leap instead of an incremental step because of the way the incept is set up. So listening to those people, listening to their ideas, taking that back to the agency and adjusting the rules so that it actually meets the needs of our membership and still meets the needs of the agency.
We agree that there's a multitude of approaches that need to be taken. With the level 8s and 9s being floated around in this process, the vacancies are at the top. The available bodies are in the 4, 5, 6, and 7s. When I say top, it's the higher level of places. It's not top as in somebody's better than one another. Correct. I think there becomes this misnomer and this myth that somehow 11 and 12 means, those people are, have somehow made it to the top of everything. Sure, at the top of pay, our members are equal, whether you're level 4 or you're level 12. But we have to look at opportunities. We have to look at facts and data. And I think that's going to be something that we can bring to the table when we're in these positions, is really getting out and showing and demonstrating the membership. If we're saying you can't go up by only, I know what was the one, go up by 3 pay levels. Well, what would that do? We need to show it to people, not just sit there and say, you know what, that's never going to work. We took a look at it. Well, why aren't we showing it then? Let's show our work. Let's be out there and be fact-based. Let's be data-based. And that approach really begins to go back to what we were talking about earlier, the why. Our membership has changed. The dynamic of just, that's what somebody said and we'll do it, is now, well, explain that to me, because maybe I have a different idea and another way to do it. We can work on creating vacancies in the 8s and 9s. The idea of going up to 100% projected is just kind of thrown out there. It's because that's the top number in a percentage. Well, why not go to vacancies at 125%? Run more 4, 5, 6, and 7. Because we know they're not going to end up being staffed to 125%, but putting more throughput to facilities that take 2, 2.5, maybe even 3 years to train, where other facilities are getting a body every 6 months to move through the employment or move through the system overall. So, with all that being said, incentivizing, increasing, the middle bands, the level 8s and 9s, and then ultimately pushing, other types of ideas from swaps that have been out there, and ultimately just, can you help me plan my future? And what ideas can all of us come up with to help give somebody the idea that, yes, one day I'll be able to move?
Yeah, staffing, as we talk about it, we discuss it, we often discuss it from a very important position, and that is serving the NAS, and that's extremely important. We need staffing that is good enough so we can also serve our membership, so that our membership can go through the process of promotions, so that they can find themselves in the place that they want to be for their pocketbook, or just those who want to go to where they're from, want to go to the place that they've always desired to live. Our own employee health has to be taken into the equation also. The FAA has continuously showed us that they believe we can do it with whatever number we did it with last year. Our quality of life matters. The people that we represent matter. They deserve an opportunity to come in, potentially pay their dues, and then navigate themselves to where they want to go in their life. Not everybody's always going to get where they want to go immediately, but to think that in your career that you'll have a reasonable opportunity to get to a location that you like to be is not too much to ask for our membership.